Today's cars are so advanced that they almost drive themselves. Features like dual-clutch automatic transmissions, all-wheel drive, engine management systems, adaptive suspensions, dialed-in chassis, and never mind all the electronics that keep the car heading in the right direction. A lot of this has taken the rawness out of even the sportiest cars. So if you're missing that rawness and connected feel from today's modern cars, this might be the answer. It's the 370Z Nismo Special Edition from Nissan. This car has attitude to spare. It's a driver's car, period. You gotta admit, this is a hot-looking car. The nose is a dead giveaway that this is a go-fast machine. The integrated front spoiler might look good, but if you curb it, does the whole bumper need to be replaced? That's a big question mark. The Nismo also gets side skirts, a unique rear bumper, and a big shopping cart rear spoiler. The biggest and sexiest difference from the regular Z are the big bad wheels. These 19-inch wheels are larger and lighter than the regular car, and the staggered offset looks race car inspired, and the whole car looks stuck to the road. The inside also gets a few tweaks. There's red stitching on the highly bolstered seats and Nismo placed on the seat back. The seats are a manual adjust to save weight. The instrument cluster has unique gauges, and there are 3 dials on the dash. The steering wheel and gauges move in tandem up and down, but the wheel does not telescope. You know, Nissan could have done a better job with the interior of this car. The plastic panels on the bottom of the dash and the doors, they scratch very easily, and this car is already showing it with just a few thousand kilometers on the odometer. This cover where the navigation screen would be, it just looks cheap, and it looks like, I don't know what it looks like, but it doesn't look good. The radio looks like an afterthought. The interiors of Nissan Z cars over the last 10 years, in my opinion, have been substandard. This one's just continuing the tradition. The back cargo area isn't that big because of the rake of the rear window, and because of the oversized rear spoiler, it's right in the middle of the driver's rear visibility. This is not great for daily driving, but on the track, the driver won't care. In this day and age of overly dampened, soft, and easygoing sports sedans, this Nismo 370Z is a driver's car. It's not meant for daily drivers, and it's not meant for drivers who don't know what they're doing. As you would expect from a performance car, the steering is a bit twitchy on the highway. With small inputs into the wheel, the car can dart around. This isn't a problem when throwing the car into corners. It eats them up with absolute ease. The traction control is a bit too sensitive for a powerful rear-wheel drive car. I prefer the Porsche approach of opening up the stability control when the driver selects the sport setting. This default setting doesn't allow for any sideways driving. The system is either on or off. And you know what? That middle ground would be welcome because this car has a lot of power. It's the same 3.7-liter V6 in the 370Z, but it's been tweaked. It has 18 additional horsepower, and the torque has been increased to 276 foot-pounds. Now, the big tires do the best work that they can to keep the back end from snapping around, and that's why that maybe slightly different parameter for the traction and stability control would be welcome, because when this car is going around a corner on wet roads or over choppy roads, it would be nice to be able to hang the tail out just a little bit. There are no adaptive suspension settings like you get with other sports coupes. The stiff passive suspension is choppy over uneven pavement, but it doesn't rattle the inside of the car. On the track, this setup would be spectacular. Now, I'm thrilled to see a 6-speed manual transmission in this car. The automatic is not available in the Nismo version. And you know what? In this day and age of all these highly advanced dual-clutch automatic transmissions, they really can be boring. Trust me on this. That's kind of what you get in the GTR. The thing is, they are very fast around a track, way faster than a human being could shift, but when you're driving them day after day, they can get boring. So it's fun to actually drive the car and be engaged with the car and do a little work for yourself. This Nismo engine doesn't just have more power, it actually revs a little bit higher. It throws off a mechanical noise that isn't throaty, it's rather raspy. There are better sounding cars out there, especially the new Mustang GT. Now, back to the tranny for a second. I like to heel and toe downshift. for those of you that don't know, that's when you manually blip the throttle while you're braking so you can get the transmission to work for you and change gears a little bit better. It's something that you should practice if you've never done it before, and it definitely makes you a better driver, especially when you're on the track. Now, it's kind of a tricky thing to master, and a lot of people haven't been able to do it. So Nissan gets around this problem. This is the one electronic aid that will be very helpful to people that take this car to the track if they don't know how to heel and toe downshift. There's a button here on the tranny called S mode. All you have to do is put the clutch in, downshift, and the engine automatically blips the throttle so that the revs match absolutely perfectly. Once again, it might be faster than someone doing it manually, but it's not as much fun. The Nismo starts at just under $47,000. By comparison, the 370Z is just under $41,000. For all the fast bits you get on this car, it's pretty good value. Well, there you have it, a quick snapshot of the 370Z Nismo from Nissan. And you know what? This is a very limited edition car. There's only 50 of them to be sold in Canada, including this one with a few hard miles on it. You know what? This car is not meant to be a daily driver, and I wouldn't recommend it. This is a car for a pure enthusiast, somebody that likes to put on some track time with their Nissan. So if you're going to buy one of these Nissans, you better book some track time along with it.
Can't get enough of hot cars? Then race on over to our website at drivingtelevision.com.